Like, I gave Jedi, I printed off on this white filament, that's Prusa, it's Prusament. I gave her some of the Stormtrooper chips. I printed off larger ones with just the white filament. This is a two-tone, swapping the filament midway, white and then black on the bottom for the Stormtroopers. But there's a bigger one, and she just used Crayola markers. I mean, she did. But if you're looking for something permanent, it's my understanding that you use like acrylic, so you can even use acrylic paints like markers or acrylic markings. That's not a problem. Moreover, think about this. You could stream it. 3D printing is a thing on Twitch. I do believe if it's not a broad category, then it's certainly something you can tag your stream with. So you can think about that as well. Buana suggests, glad you guys mentioned Prusa. I didn't see it in my searches. I imagine the filament is easy to come by. Well, the filament, Buana, and anybody is, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but you could pretty much use any filament in whatever printer, so long as the slicer, the software, that's another word for the type of software that'll help you stage your print specifically for your printer, accommodates the type of filament that you're using, all the way down to the company that produced the filament. Because there are different, this is the right word or wrong word, tolerances, right? And sometimes you may save some money on filament, but cheap isn't necessarily better. It could cause problems. So as JC Sant notes, not long after your comment, Buana, the fact that yours, and he's talking about mine here, hasn't spaghettied in the past few days makes me feel like Mini Plus was the right choice. So, yeah, it is, this is really, it's doing, I would tell you what would happen, or if it happened. Moreover, my plan is when I screw up a print, or the printer snags, or something happens, when that happens, I'm going to sell all of my mistakes on Etsy. So you can buy a Chris Pirillo failed print, if and when it happens. So the filament, Buana, that I'm using, there's different types of filament. The filament that I'm using is PLA. It's a type of plastic that is biodegradable, made of cornstarch, so it's safe to breathe. There are different types of plastics that can be, I mean, you could use any element that can be used through a 3D printer, different types of plastics. ABS is not one that you would want to use indoors. You'd want to be in a well-ventilated area. PLA is something that should be safe enough to breathe. And there are a few others. I think PETG is also safe enough. It's got different properties depending on what it is that you're wanting to print. I will tell you this. I believe, personally, 99% of what I want to print today is PLA will do more than well. More than well enough. Ha, Chris Pirillo, you heard Santa Claus. You are now officially a part of the 3D printing community. Great. Great, I'm one of those. Awesome. I will tell you this. I will leave all the big prints to Joel. I'll take care of the small, fun, collectible-y things. Things that I always wanted but never had. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in printing something I didn't have. Or something that I already had. Unless it's a Vader. I'll print all the Vaders. The first 3D printer I saw was a MakerBot printer with from Bree Pettis at one of my tech conferences that I ran in the 2000s. Buana probably remembers Gnome Decks. Yeah, I know, honey. That's great. Jedi's playing with the vintage Play School Wicket the Ewok toys. Got those on eBay. Can't 3D print those. Bruce is at the top of the list unless I find something better. Well, Buana, it depends on how you define something better. That you have, and it's difficult to qualify it beyond that. Prusa was on my radar years ago because, again, a friend of mine was helping people build Prusas, like somewhere in the Seattle area. I wasn't interested at that time, and there have, of course, been a lot of 3D printers that have been released since then. But the way I look at that, and again, this is not me speaking apart from surveying the landscape, the product that's being produced comes from years of experience and iteration, and it came from a passion, and those tend to be really good products that you can dig in and use. I had some issues with the instruction manual that when I was doing the stream of the building, someone from their community team was actually in chat listening, and they took notes, and I'm making suggestions to them like, well, don't word it this way, or qualify it this way, explain it this way, because the way that you worded it makes no sense. So, yeah, that is kind of like a different level. I feel like I was in the exact same situation as you, because now it seems like Company X has got a new 3D printer. Oh, here's another 3D printing option. There's like hundreds of them, and you don't know where to start. And then it starts really getting confusing, and you're already talking about a technology that is steeped in esoteric terms and jargon. And I'm not going to say that what I've experienced has been gatekeeping. It's been just the opposite, which to me is just as much of a testament of the types of printers that the people who are supportive of community are recommending. Because community support to me is almost just as critical, because 3D printing has largely been grassroots, from the ground up. And that's something that I cannot dismiss, despite whatever printer I might choose to use. There's no right time to jump in. You learn by making mistakes. You just don't want to make a costly mistake. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. I feel you. And mitigating that is a big deal. It's another reason why I'm very satisfied with where I would have been with this current option, if it had gone down the same way in a different way. I think the first 3D printer, this was the best first 3D printer I could have thought of using. That's another way of saying it. And again, this was a review unit. I was clear about that when it came.
Picture.
What, honey?
Did you get my picture?
Oh, you sent a picture? Oh, oops, sorry. I moved that. I didn't mean to move that. Hang on.
You want to show them to them?
Yeah, I will, honey. I will. I'll show it to them.
It's so cool.
All right, hang on.
And it even did emojis.
Jedi, new comments. Look at that. Oh my God, that's a great picture, Jedi. Look at this.
If you like my emojis.
I love the emoji, the cats and the unicorns and the smileys. Look at that. Hang on, I gotta dim the screen a bit. Let's go a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Jedi sent me a picture. This is what she did. A whole Ewok village with some emoji there.
Stay there.
Okay, I'm not moving. That's.
Stay there.
Oh, you want me? Okay. So you want me to hold the camera, the phone up? Okay, there we go. I'll hold the phone up.
Okay. Just
3D print cam freezes now and then. Yeah, dark sky. That's a network issue. It's not a camera issue. It's over an NDI connection right now. It's the easiest way to get it. Did you send it? I'm waiting.
yeah.
We're waiting.
I know.
Yeah, there's the village again. Are you trying to choose the right emoji there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm holding up. My arm's gonna fall off. It's gonna fall off, dude. Arm's gonna fall off. It's gonna fall off. There we go. Oh, got another one. What is that? What'd you take a picture of? What is that? Oh, the Ewok shelf. Yes, I can see. It's a great picture of my Ewok shelf.